the Oscars were announced last week, and sure enough, Timothée Chalamet has been nominated. It's actually a good thing that Mark is back on because we talked about Timothée Chalamet when he was last on here. We were both fans and just really excited about all the marketing campaigns that he was doing. He had just launched the Zoom video at the time, and that, prolonged campaign just ended up being, super successful, not just for the movie, which is crossing 100 million domestic box office, which is the highest for an A24 film domestically. And it's looking as if it's going to get up to 120, 130 million this week. But it's also successful in how he's been campaigning for the Oscar. And since then, he's won the Golden Globe. So that's, pretty cool. Did you see both the win and that he's been nominated for the Oscar, Mark?
I saw the film and I saw the nomination, and
Oh,
I think
nice.
like to our previous discussion, I think it kind of makes a lot of sense. The marketing effort was pretty creative and it was certainly full scale. So I think to the degree that the Oscars or whomever recognize the effort that goes into marketing, I don't know about that, but they certainly made it pretty surround sound. And I think the marketing also sort of like reinforce the elements of the film that were its most compelling.
Mhm.
It was this story of like an underdog in the ping pong world, which are these like very, I don't want to say countercultural, but
Mhm.
not like very mainstream areas of affinity. And then I think just the breadth of the different sort of like channels that they were making use of, I think just lends to the idea that this is something that hasn't been done before. And I think
Mhm.
on some level that probably ends up, having some effect on the awards that it reaps.
Yeah, I think a bigger thing here is that Hollywood insiders, cast and crew, everybody that votes for these awards are trying to send a resounding message that movie marketing, it matters, but also indie films matter, right? Like the fact that he put so much behind this to actually, put himself out there and like tied the success of the movie to like his success personally, and it actually ended up working, I think is something that people are like realizing, oh shit, like maybe this is something that we should be, focusing on a little bit more than like we would like to. Obviously, there's a lot of hubbub happening in Hollywood as they kind of figure out like where the profit centers are. Like, is it still the movies? Are the stars worth, paying for as much as we're paying for them versus like the cast and crew? We saw the example of Ben and Matt with The Rip doing the profit sharing with Netflix, so that the cast and crew, all 1,200 of them, would get some upside if the movie does well on the platform, right? So there's like new things that like people are trying to explore.